All right, everybody, listen, I'm gonna be the first one to tell you, happy holidays. And guess what, folks? We making grandmama sweet potato pie. Let's get it. All right, folks, look, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna preheat the oven, right? I've already done it, which is bake, 350, start. You can see that my oven is completely ready right now, right? So the first thing I wanna do is I wanna get these in the inside, right? So let me go ahead and grab myself a fork. I'm gonna put just a couple of holes on it. And I can tell you guys, I know some of y'all thinking like, them are some dirty looking sweet potatoes, but I already washed them. They just had some time to dry, right? So I'm gonna take these, just put a little bit on here. Got them coated, got the holes in here, right? Now I'm just gonna stick these in the oven. We're gonna set a timer for 45 minutes. And what we wanna do is we just wanna get these nice and soft, right? So after 45 minutes, you know, we'll check on that. It might take an hour. You can see like some part of it is like super thick. We just got to get it down, right? Now, we got some, you know, a few more ingredients. I'm using a ready-made pie crust by Pillsbury. Love these. Use these, actually cut these into slits to, you know, nice little strips. And I use that for my peach cobbler. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get everything ready. There's nothing else that I can do right now, but I just wanted to get that out the way, you guys. We have to go ahead and get those soft. All right, folks, so listen, it took about an hour and 15 minutes for the thickness that I have so that the toothpick would just run through this. Now, I just started peeling that. I'm gonna take this and just go ahead and peel the rest of this. But before I do that, I'm gonna show you guys this little trick right here. Let me go ahead and get myself a little bit of this pan. You know what I mean? Because we don't want nothing to possibly stick, right? Now, you guys can use those, what would that be? You guys can use one of those, you know, graham cracker instant crust. You know, that's what I normally make it out of. This time I'm gonna use some of this Pillsbury. You know what I mean? Because I've had this one sitting around for a minute. So what I want to do is just put this out and roll it a little bit, right? Just so that we can get the full coverage. All right, so I put a little flour, you know, on my counter, right? Just so nothing will stick to it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. You want to keep this in the refrigerator as long as possible. I've been messing with this stuff so long, I know. So like the colder it is, the better it is to, you know, to use it. And you know, the easier it is. Oh yeah. Again, you guys let me know down in the comment section below, is this time of the year your favorite time? Then I put a little flour on my rolling pin and now I'll just roll this out. All right. Then I'm gonna take this, put this over here just like that until you guys look like we close to having full coverage. I'm gonna make just a couple of more rolls and I'm gonna go ahead and call that good. And then with that flour down there on the bottom, look at that right there. Nothing sticks. Now, this already has been, you know, sprayed. Let's go ahead and just add this right over the top. Just like this. Now here's where you want to be a little gentle, right? Because you want this to, you know, settle in. You ought to know your boy get down and actually kind of like this right here. You know what I mean? Smoking and grilling, cooking and baking with me, AB. Now when I have it like this, now I'm just joking when I talk about, you know, baking. I like the end result. That's usually me when I'm eating it. But right now, I know that if you guys have any type of way to do this better than what I'm doing, I'm using my kitchen shears, right? And we're just gonna go around it. It's gonna have a little bit of drawback anyway, right? But this right here will do it. All right, so when you're done, it should look something like this. You know what I mean? It's really not no rocket science. You know, just super easy, just teaching people and giving them the confidence, you know, to get down and make something like this, right? So let me go ahead and clean up my little area. And then we move on to the next. All right, so look, I didn't want to bore you guys. I just peeled. You guys do it how you want to do it, you know, whichever way you can get it out. Again, this is like super thick. I take my kitchen shears and I just go underneath the bottom and just, you know, cut it. Now, the reason I went ahead and did the pie crust then is because when you take this out of the oven, it's gonna be like super hot, right? So if you guys are blessed to have a food processor, you're gonna want to use one of these because look, I'm gonna take this. Go ahead and cut it in half, right? And I'm gonna drop this in here just like you guys see. Now let me go ahead and finish this one here. Once I'm done with this one, I'm gonna show you guys just how to do the get down, right? Now I like mine to be a little bit more on the smooth side. You know what I mean? And in the past, I've had made videos. The thing is, I try to finish them all same day, right? So when they come out of the oven, they looking all good. But when you cut them, think about that. When you cut them, they don't come out right. Only because they soft. You gotta like put this in the refrigerator and let this sit. Okay, so took my gloves off. Oh, you know what? I don't know why I didn't say this, but don't forget the full ingredient list is on my website, smokingandgrillingwithab.com, and that's WITAB.com. Now, I told you guys I'm gonna be using my, the puree function, right? So let me go ahead and find that. And then what we wanna do is get this nice and smooth, right? So I'm gonna start it with this without putting nothing else in there. Now I'm gonna just take a look at it just to see where we at. We starting to get smooth. If you guys take a look at that right there, look at that. Now, after looking at that, now you got it. You don't have to make sweet potato, pie or nothing like that out of no can. I know people that do it. I've had it and it tastes good too. So I'm just adding this in nice and slow. Now I'm gonna run this across the sides, so I can get anything that like stuck on the side. Cause I like mine, to, like I said earlier, I like mine to be a little bit on the smooth side. All right, so look, this is nice. I'm gonna show you guys, I guess when I take this top off here, I'm gonna let you guys, do a little peek. Now I have a bowl right here. This is for everybody that don't have a, a food processor. You guys can just, work it this way. You can use a hand mixer or anything of that nature, right? I was going to take this out and do that just for video purposes, but I'm gonna be honest with you. If you have a food processor, you can bust this out super quick, right? Meaning, I don't need to do that. I take this off right here, and then I add all of my ingredients in there. Now, when it comes to the butter, I'm gonna melt that, right? But I'm gonna just show you that I'm gonna add the sugar. Whew. Y'all know what that is. I'm not even gonna tell you. You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell you what this is. You already know. That's that vanilla extract. And then for my eggs, let's put that in there just like that. All right, now that I got just about everything, and this will be the last ingredient right here, right? That is my melted butter. Now we just put the top on, right? Drop him in like that, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna pulse it just a little bit, right? Till we get it all mixed up. All right, now I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a heads up. You see this right here? Little avocado spray. Some of you guys might get it in, extra virgin olive oil, like it's a spray. Even sometimes I take a little pan and just spray it just a little bit, right? So just to help it, cook along, get a little bit of browning. And I got it, some of you guys can't see that it'll brown. Don't forget, it's gonna get hot here underneath the bottom and cook this, because we're gonna put this in the oven, right? So I'm gonna set this here. Now, come on over here and take a look at this real quick. So when I say smooth, this is what I'm talking about right here. You see this right here? Look at that. That's what you guys want, right? All right, so look, this is the time you wanna taste. If you think that you need any adjustment, but this right here is the same one that my granny made, and I'm telling you, it's fire, right? Oh yeah, I knew it was right. Just the fact that when I got it right here, I can smell it. I might as well go outside and change my shirt, put a collar on so I can come back in here and pop it. All right, so you see how this came out. I know y'all just like, I can do that too, AB. Of course you can with this recipe right here. And it's probably just like the way you gotta do it, because I promise you, I found this out, like, listen, you cannot reinvent the wheel. Listen, it's just really about getting the measurements right, you know what I mean? And whichever spices you like to put inside of yours, and the amount, But this right here is nice right here. Tastes very, very good. You know what I mean? You guys can control your sugar, all of that. So I'm gonna let this settle just for 1 second, and I'm gonna take it back to like when I was a kid. My grandmama used to like give me stuff like this. She wouldn't like clean that off. She'd say, here you go, baby. Ooh-wee. All right, so let it sit here. I, tap it a couple times, see if any bubbles gonna come up on the top. You know what I mean? Then we're gonna put it in the oven, right? We at 350 degrees. We're gonna put it in for about 50 to 60 minutes, right? I'm gonna say this. I want to look at it at about 25, 30 minutes, and I want to look and see how my edges is, browning, right? So I'm gonna get you guys the name of this. I'll put a link somewhere in, you know, the description box or something like that. I'm gonna show you this. If you guys hadn't figured out what this is, it says on here, don't burn it, right? So as it's getting, you know, hot and it's starting to brown, right? You put this over the top to stop it. That way you won't have those burn marks on it, right? You see how that works. But right now, we're just gonna put that in there just like that. Listen, what does it say? Hot dish. I don't know the name of it. I've had it and used it just throughout, right? So let's take this. That's a masterpiece, right? Because we wanted to get it to, we want this to set. So I'm gonna take it, put it in there, put it in the center. And now I'm getting ready to set myself a timer for 30 minutes first. All right, folks, look, I just took it out. It stayed in about 1 hour and 5 minutes, right? So as you can see, I put this on. I got the desired crispiness and color that I had liked. So I'm gonna set this here. Now I'm gonna let this completely cool. I'm gonna stick it in the refrigerator and I'm gonna let it, you know, set, you know, after being, you know, cooked and set. I'm gonna let it set in the refrigerator, you know, overnight. You guys can do this also, but you gotta let it cool. And then I say 4 hours minimum for best results overnight. All right, so I'll see you guys tomorrow and we go from there. All right, folks, look, I done cut it, took pictures of it, put it in the magazine. Everybody liked it, so it's a #1 bestseller, right? Now, if you guys pay attention right here, look, let me just show you this part right here. Obviously, this piece don't fit and cover that whole thing, right? That's why, you know why? Because look, we cut the first one, you know what I mean? I just tasted a little bit off of the knife and just devoured that one, right? So this is the one I'm gonna do on camera, you know what I mean? So let me just go ahead and put a little whipped cream on it. Now you guys tell me down in the comment section below, do you like whipped cream, you know, on your pie? Now I'm gonna go ahead, look, let's do it. Let me key the music. Cheers, y'all. Ain't nothing like when you get it right, folks. I can make that same face for every one of these. I'm gonna tell you, I got the best job. I say it in a few videos, but you know what? I get to have the holidays a little bit early, you know what I mean? Then for myself, I cook this kind of things. I bake these like pretty much year round. Now listen, last thing, the ingredient list is just right. The exact measurements, and I think you guys will love it. For those of you guys that wanna go over the top, make it like super, super sweet, you can just add a ½ cup extra of the white sugar. Now, with that being said, let me say thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, smash that subscribe button, and tell everybody out there there's a channel out here that's simplifying these recipes and taking a mystery out of cooking. And guess what, folks? Cheers again, and I'm out. Peace.